Righty, and welcome along to another episode of Randy Crafts. Episode 5, if you will. Huge thanks to everybody who watched the last episode. It took off thanks to Dan Does and a fantastic YouTube community. All you commenters, people that liked, new subscribers, all that. Amazing. So, thank you. The downside is that I had to follow that up, and I got inside my own head thinking, how do I follow that up? How do I top that? How do I do better than that? It all came together. I don't have the same confidence going into this one, but I didn't have any idea going into the last one how it would do. And I mean, this is, for me, it did really well. And I know they say comparison is the thief of joy. I'm comparing to myself. That last video did so much better than anything else I've done. Crafting, wrestling, you name it. That, huge traction, huge, a lot of eyes on it. Fantastic feedback. But now I'm comparing that to what comes next, and I was stuck as to what to do. I initially was going to start making Hero Quest, you know, the board game Hero Quest with the little guys and stuff. I was going to make that out of clay, the whole thing, the board, the characters, the whole clay, furniture, doors, clay. Massive undertaking, would have taken months and months. In all fairness, likely wouldn't have completed it. So I went back and forward. I couldn't think. I've got a lot of ideas that I likely will still go to. But I thought, do I try and do something the same? Do I try and do something different? Now, for me, I always think you can either be worse than, nobody wants that, better than, fantastic. You gotta be confident in what you're doing though. Is it going to be better? Or different than? So I decided, take the easy fucking option, mate. Go different than. But I hope you still enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the build. I'm chuffed with it. In my head canon, this exists in the same kind of world as Around the World with Willy Fogg. Remember that? Brilliant. And educational. Maybe not. I don't know. D'Artagnan and the Three Musketeers Hounds. These, what do they call it? Is anthropomorphized. It's animals, but they're like people. You know, but without the aid of mutagenic goo. Animals just doing human things. It was great. So, for me, this Captain Crunch exists in that same kind of universe. And I know what you're going to say. Randy, looks fuck all like those cartoons. Yeah, I know. It's what it is. Hope you enjoy. And, yeah. Fuck else am I going to say now? Could not give less of a shit. So a new build means new clay, and look at this. So this one, but I thought it was a bargain, but, So, where I'm going to start with the head, and this is me sculpting the head, around about the eyes, adding little features and stuff like that. I think once I've got the head and I've got the face, this tool, by the way, look at this little tool, I thought it was just pointy sticks, but it's got little barbs, and I use little barbs to create fur. I've had this tool for ages. I don't even know, it came in like a bundle of tools I got off eBay, never looked at it, didn't realise this was what it was for. So, yeah, happy. I'm using these tools, and what I would say is, for anybody who's starting out with a little bit of clay crafting, get yourself some tools. Just see what you can find. Make tools out of stuff. This is a silicone tool. You can't really make this out of anything else as far as I'm aware, but you can pick them up cheap. Just have a look on, eBay and places like that. It's up to you where you want to buy them from, but you don't have to spend a fortune. But they're invaluable, especially when it comes to detailing and stuff like that. I do a lot of my sculpting by hand rather than cutting and, doing the things with the ears. I'm making the ears out of hand. I made the face out of my hands. I'm doing stuff with my hands, but there comes a time you need to have the tools. Let's have a little look with the tools. How's it looking? He's looking fluffy. I would say fluffy. I get a nice simple wire body frame once I start working on the body. As you can see, the arms are missing, but that's for a reason. The head is slotted in there with a little socket thing that I've got that's got a magnet on here. Completely pointless, and I get rid of it later. So, anyway, moving on to the pants, because it's time to put some clothes on this guy. You know, he can't be a respectable captain of the seas walking around butt-ass naked, even though he's a cat, and cats walk around butt-ass naked, and they get away with it all the time. I don't know. I've opted for a nice purple pantaloon, but just now it looks like clay, mushed on clay. I want it to look like fabric, and to do that, I use some fabric. So you get the fabric and you smoosh over the clay. If your clay's still nice and warm, a bit warm, it helps hold the texture. Using a tool, I can then put in some creases and stuff. Look at that shit! Oh, wowza! Yeah! Once I've done one leg, I do the other leg, I do the whole pantaloon. Again, using the tool on top of the fabric, it mushes it in, it gives you some detail, gives you some shape, but it also gives you the fabric. Here's some detailing that I'm adding up to size. This is a seam because it's fabric, these are little stitches, and these are fucking pointless because I cover it all up anyway, but I know they're there, so it's peace of mind for myself. Look at this detail, utterly pointless, but yeah. There we go, I like it, he's looking good. I'm going to trim the bottom so the boots will fit on nicely and snugly. Yeah. Clean up the surface area with all these little offcuts because I don't want to be a fucking slob now, do I? What next? What do I move on to now? What have I got? A paintbrush? What the fuck is this paintbrush for? I hear you ask. What the fuck is the paintbrush for? Now the paintbrush is because I'm going to take these pastels, I'm going to use a knife, I'm going to scrapey some pastel dust, and then I'm going to use the brush and the pastel dust, I'm going to dust onto the fabric. Where we're going to start? I'm going to start right up in the gooch. There we go. But I'm going to dust it onto the fabric. It's going to highlight the texture. It's also going to give some shading, some depth, some variation of colour without having to paint the thing once it's baked. I'm doing all this pre-baking. I've never done this before. I don't know if you've done this, so I don't know if I'm doing it right. I do it differently by the time I finish than how I'm doing it now. I'm watching this right now, looking at it going, you're just kind of making a fucking mess, mate. But it doesn't matter because, like all the detail on the pantaloons, this all gets covered up anyway. So this is a bit of trial and error. Right now, I'm happy with how this turns out, but I get happier as I go on. Yeah. In hindsight, purple probably wasn't the best colour, neither was the brown of the boots. To start out trying out the pastel things, I'm using cellophane there so that they've got a bit of a smoother, leatherier texture on the boots, and then in with the brush and the pastels just to make them look a bit grubby and a bit worn. And look at that, I'm happy with this, I really am. Yeah, it's good, it's good enough. Fuck yeah. Now you see here, I've started work on the tabard, the upper body, using the pastels again just to get some variation, a little bit of shadow, a bit of shade, colour. I like it. I like this technique, and I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm happy with how he's looking so far. This is a nice little bit of fabric. I think it's for cleaning your car or your windscreens or something. For me, it's going to be for making fabric on his little coaty type thing that he's got. But fuck me, does it not just go and stick to the fucking roller? And look at these, but it's fine. I use the tears to my advantage. Let's patch it up with a little bit of clay, a little clay patch. Look at that. And now, learning, because I'm always fucking learning, I fold the fabric over, in between, smoosh it, roll it, and then I've got texture on either. Look at that beautiful fucking, oh, look at that texture. Whoa, yeah, we are cooking with gas here. This is just, oh, loving it. Now I'm putting the body on the coat, fabricy bit, cutting around it so that I know how much I need, what sort of size I need. I'm doing this on the fabric, so that way, as you'll see, as I'm moulding it round the figure, look, I get the fabric, I wrap it round, and that way the fabric texture's always there. I'm not leaving nasty little fingerprints. Some shoulder pads have appeared out of nowhere, as if by fucking magic. And yeah, it's looking, it's taking shape. It's starting to turn into something, it's starting to be something. I'm using the fabric again as I'm moulding it. Look at that nice little butt patch, and I'm going to put my stitching that I used up the side of the legs that you couldn't see. I'm putting it on the butt, so this time you absolutely will see, because you're going to be checking out his butt. with the fabric over the body and over the unbaked clay. I go in with the tool and I smoosh it in. This is creating creases and folds in the fabric. I don't know if it's realistic. I should have probably used some kind of reference photo or something. I don't know. I'm learning on the job here. I get the pastels back out, and so this is going to be my third go with the pastel. Tried it on the trousers, tried it on the blue, now I'm trying it on the yellow. This is where I feel the pastels really shine. Paler colours, easier to see, and I love it. I love the depth that it gives, I love the extra detail that it gives. Without painting after the fact, without trying to blend in clay and do that. This is such a cheat. I've never done this before. I can't believe I've never done this before. I'm going to be doing this all the fucking time. I'm going to be going through, by the way, the pastels, also cheap. I think they're a couple of quid out the range because I'm a cheap bastard. Oh yeah. But look at the results. You don't need to spend a fortune to get good results. This is not a fucking good result, and already I'm starting to get in my head. Yeah, the head socket, it doesn't work. It's just not working, but I haven't come up with another solution just yet. You can see there I've added more lapels, some more detail, belt, little pouch and stuff, a neck scarf, and now moving on to the arms. This is kind of the final-ish big bit of the build. The arms, I've already got a little wire frame. There I've got a satchel, knapsack type thing as any adventurer needs. It's looking good, just needs a little bit of pasteling once it's on there. Yeah. All coming together. I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I stick all these parts in for a quick bake. As I go along, I put it in for a 5-10 minute bake, just enough to sort of harden up. I don't know if that's the wrong thing to do. Maybe it is. Somebody in the comments will probably correct me. That it's like, oh, you shouldn't keep putting your clay. Once you've baked it, you don't bake again. You bake it one time, you only do it. Don't do it on top of what makes it brittle. I don't fucking know. But if you know what I'm doing wrong, please point out. Everybody loves pointing out when people are doing something wrong. I've got this tool again, which is texturing the fur on the arms, exactly the same way as I textured the fur on the head, but it's a good effect. I like it. I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be using real fabric to create fabric textures, and I'm going to be using pastels to create depth and shading and shadow and detail. This is just my way forward. This is the first video, this is documenting the first time I've used a lot of this stuff, these techniques. So if I'm doing it wrong, let me know how I can do it better. Remember the little hero quest thing I was going to make? This thing here? Yeah, well, I've decided I'm going to use it as a base for the Captain Crunch. So this is going to be the floor, but I need a back that goes along with it. This is a nice floor. It does the job. We'll ignore the tiny little skull. So for the back, I made some planks. I just made a fence. Again, going in with a pastel to emphasise the space between the planks, to show a bit of grime and a bit of crud. This is a nice little, these are cool little tools. Again, didn't cost me a lot, but look at the wood texture effect I'm getting from this. This is so easy. I'm cheating at crafting here.
But this is a creature from my new world, and I can tell you all about this guy, or girl, or thing, and I can do it in a bit of a dramatic order.
I've added some nice detail there, nice leather shoulder pad, scarf and stuff. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe for more to come. Let's get the numbers up from 118 this month. Also like the video as much as the captain likes a tummy rub. And I love a bit of interaction, so please comment below. Questions, comments, anything like that. Come at me. Love it. So I've got all the pieces here now. I've got the body, I've got the base, I've got the arms, I've got the heads. All the magnets are fitted from repeated oven use. The magnets aren't as grippy as they were without the oven, but yeah, the face needs whiskers. So for whiskers, I snip off some paintbrush bristles. And now a little bit of super glue. Dab the super glue, and then I fit the whiskers. I wish I'd made little sockets for the whiskers to go into. This is a laborious task, so while it goes on, I'd just like to thank commenters from my last video. Scribe of Life, Herr Witwenmacher, Carol Keeling, 1881, Bigods, 22, Daniel McHalaton, 1724, It's Major Thrill, Polly, 6446, From the Soul to the Fretboard, Peaceful Gilly, Potato Thief, Vic Mev, Pahuta, Blue Moon 00, Kev Made, Terrain by Aaron, I Made This, and a big thanks to Dan Does. He didn't comment, but he shared the shit out of this video. So thank you, all of you, for driving this forward, keeping me going. Please leave a comment down below. So there he is, Captain Crunch. Done. Complete. I love him. I really enjoy. This is original character, kind of this thing, rather than making something that already exists. But if it already exists and people like it, if people like it, they're going to want to see it. I don't know. People are going to want to see Captain Crunch, the further adventures, Captain Crunch and the other characters, and he sees places he visits, his boat. Yeah, who knows? I'd love to make more original things. But do you want to see me make more original things? Because that's what this is all about. I've been making stuff for myself. And I'm still making stuff for myself, but I'm hoping it's stuff that you want to see. Comment down below, as always. Like, subscribe. I love that. Keep coming back for more. I want to keep going. And if you like this and you want to see more of it, I want to keep doing it. Let's keep that going. Let's keep the energy going. Love the energy in the comments. Love that. So, more of that, please. And to the viewer, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. Thanks for being there. Thanks for keeping the channel going. Let's keep it going. And I'll see you soon. What do you think, Captain? Oh.